Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is Queen's Realm Podcast. Okay, and it's a new face over there. I know y'all see this person. This is Murph from Moments with T. Murph. I'm gonna put all his information down there in the bottom there. Then we got Mr. Executive L and Mr. Terrence from Burst Out. And I know y'all seen the title. It's probably about to be real interesting. Because you've seen the ladies' version. It's body count and it's the men's edition. Um, First things first, fellas. I'm gonna just start with, does body count matter? And Murph, you new here, so you don't know about the selection process, about how I choose to go first. I get my trusted pointer, which is usually a pen. You understand me? And we do itchy ice cream until I decide who's first. But before that, even I almost forgot we gotta do this icebreaker. We gotta do this icebreaker. Y'all not gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like this. It's never a nice icebreaker. It's always real awkward. So, since we're talking about body count, would you rather triple your body count at the current number that it is, or never have sex again?
Triplet.
I'm about to say I'm triple. I'm fine with that.
Everybody said triple.
Hey, might as well clear the board, triple them up.
I mean, never. Like, what's the definition of never?
To never have sex again.
Like, never ever. Nah, it's gonna have to triple, and people, whoever can feel however, because never. That's drastic.
Yeah,
That's
no
doing
way.
too much.
No.
That's
Too many
unacceptable. Now let's go to the itchy ice cream. It goes faster if I say it in my head, so don't mind me. Wait. Terrence,
Yep.
does body count matter?
Not to me. It don't matter. It's to me. It's how you carry your body count, but it don't matter to me. Because being of age of 30 in my 30s, like most women ain't down to just people on their hand nowadays. So it don't matter to me.
Okay. One more itchy ice cream. Murph, does body count matter to you?
All right, so I'm still in the 20s. I'm 22. So in our frame, like we try not to matter as much because we kind of got an idea that a lot of them, especially when we come in contact with that came through college, they might have a little some during that time period. So we try not to let it make it matter. But like, if you got a chick from your city, it starts to kind of matter because like in our city, everybody knows everybody. So it's like one thing you don't want to have is a dude or a chick where every dude knows about her, if that makes sense. So it's like you try not to let it matter, but it kind of depends on where you at.
Who's on the body count list versus the number, the actual number itself?
Yeah.
Thanks. I agree with that.
Mr. Executive L.
I mean, it's just got to be a respectful number. You can't be out here talking about, 50 or no shit like that. I mean, that's just how I see it. Like, it matters, but not to the extent of like, oh, I need to know every single person you done been with.
I'll answer it, but I answered it on the ladies. Yes and no. Like, I don't care if it's a certain number, but if once you get over a point, then I'll be like, I'm looking at your life choices because I look at how old you are in retrospect to the actual number. You know what I'm saying? If you in triple digits and you my age, I'm gonna feel some type of way because I think of, okay, So you would have had to have started having sex at this age. Already you was already popping pee already. So it's which leads me to the next question. And the next question is there a such thing as a too low number or a too high number? And we're gonna go. Hold on, I gotta do the itchy. Elgin, can the number be too high or too low?
I say no. I mean, as long as you ain't no virgin, man, we can kind of, we can kind of figure it out. Um, I mean, because I think it just depends on your length of relationship with them people. Like you could have had a body count of like 3, but say like, you was with one person for 3, 4 years, with another person for 5 years, another person 5 years. That's a long time. You can gain a lot of experience in that time frame. So like I would say like if I had to put a number on it, I would say once you've been with 3 people, you really should kind of know, a little something, something. Maybe not. It just depends on, who those people were. And then too high, like, I say anything over like 20, maybe.
At what age
You
though?
might be up there. I mean,
Like at our
at
current,
30.
like in our 30s? Because I know
At
people
30 and you got 20. So that
it's 2
mean
people a
like,
year from 16 to 15. Okay. I will say this because if you've never heard my show, you listen around and you're watching right now, I had 2 separate body counts, but I add them together to get a total number. So, because there's women, I have a woman body count and a male body count. Still, because you said 3 people. Hold on, let me count my body count under the table. You should know what you're doing. Okay, cool. Because one body count is higher than the other, but it's still not a high number together. So, for me, definitely a number that's too high. I don't want to hear no triple digits. I don't give a damn what age you are. I don't want to hear no triple digits because what?
yeah.
I had a few people tell me they lost count. Hold on, bitch. Hold on.
Yo.
You lost what? You lost count. It's like it's so you don't know how many, that's not concerning to you. And then when your body count is that high, I'm thinking about how did you make the decision that you was gonna add to your body count? It was brought up on the ladies' show that, what if you have a threesome one night and this one this night, so your body count could triple in 2 days? That part isn't concerning to me. What's concerning to me is why is your body count tripling in 2 days? Why is it tripling in 2 days? How often do y'all go to the doctor? Do you get checkups? Do you get tested?
That's that part. That's the
that part.
I have so many questions. There's a lot of bodily fluids happening. So these triple digit numbers, and all people like to say they won't judge. Oh, baby, I'm gonna judge you just a little, just a taint if it's in the triple digits. Because what are you doing? Okay. Murph, I don't know if I asked you, is there a number that's too low, or too high?
All right, so the low is definitely 0, just like you said. Like you can't be no virgin because like it's too many emotions that attached to that, and like if you kind of just enjoying yourself and then you come across them, like they're kind of like a little bit of a not so much a roadblock, but like one of them like them flies to just be around. You kind of like want to keep moving around. They just around you and just like okay, that's where it's like all right, I shouldn't have done that, but it's like at times like you're not in the moment, you're not thinking about that. It's the aftermath. So yeah, 0 is a too low number. Now a too high number. So like back in high school, because it wasn't that long for me. So we tried to do a two a year starting at age 16. So that's kind of how we looked at it. So if a chick 25, then we say, okay, anything over 18 seems to be too hot because if we thinking at age 16, if we thinking at age 16 she started, and you got 9 years to her total age, we like, all right, if it's anything over 18, now we kind of like on the fence with it because it's just like, where if it's 2 a year, okay, cool. But like if she's somebody who's in a long-term relationship, let's just say for 4 or 5 years with that only one person, and then she just exploded, it's just like, all right, is this a after relationship thing?
I'm not even
Is this
going.
just a
I'm not even
wow?
going to talk about. We gonna go right past that. What he said. Never mind.
So
Never mind.
that's just like a rule of thumb that we just kept, with us for like a good minute.
2 a year. I'm just because it was a serial monogamous. So I was with one person for 3 years, and another person for 9 years, and another person for a year and a half. So because I used to get judged, I said this on the other show, for my number not being high because of my age. But I never thought, I thought that was a good thing, and then it would be some. No, you just judging me because your number is higher than mine. So now you trying to make me feel some type of way. No,
Exactly.
you can keep going up there spread eagle if you want to. She's not gonna do that. Okay. Why do you think men care so much about body count? And I'm gonna go Elgin this time for this one. Not saying
Why do
you
I think
particularly,
men
you
care
guys
so much
particularly
about?
care. What was that?
I think men care more about body count if people know what the woman's body count is.
Mm.
But I think like if people don't know, like then it don't really matter. So I think that's more or less what it is. A lot of times, if a man knows like a woman been with a lot of guys that he may even know, then he's like more hesitant to take her around or be seen out with her or maybe even express like, his care or love for her because he knows she done been quote unquote ran through, So I think like
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of men it's more about who know and not necessarily that it actually
The
happened.
number. That's weird.
Mm.
Okay. Terrence. That was interesting. Because the ladies had something totally different to say about why they think men, but they're not men. So.
I think some men want to know how special they are. So
Mm-hmm.
based off that number, like if you the first one, if you took her virginity, you feel some guys feel a little bit more special about it and she only been with you. If you like number 2 or number 3, you still, and then some guys have that competitive thing or whatever. Like you don't have to be, you number 3, you can kind of still be the best she ever had versus being number 99. You know what I'm saying? And she done had all these experiences, and she damn near teaching you
I was
how to.
about to say something, but I'll wait.
She damn near teaching you how it's done. Based off your experience. So
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I really don't. I ain't asking that question. Like
Mm.
I don't care to know, but I think that's pretty much why some of them guys care because it's hard to compete. Some guys don't like to compete, so it's hard to be like,
Mm.
dang, she had all them dudes. How I'm supposed to be the best? And y'all know during sex, some of these guys be like, whose is it? Or you ain't putting it down, and she thinking about Marcus from Marcus or her ex. So
Miguel got a song called "Tell Me That Pussy Is Mine." In the song, he say, "Lie to me, lie to me." But to what you and Elgin said, it don't. You could be number 99 and still be the best a woman's had because your body count could be high or low, but not everybody was bodying on the body count. So it's just like no matter where you fall on a person's body count, you still could end up being the best one. You could be the best one and it'd be trash after that, but yeah. Murph,
Yeah. So it kind of going back off like what Elgin said, because like it guys kind of care about like who knows. Like if you got a chick who's on the West Coast, let's just say wilding out, right? And then you bring her over to your state. So I'm on the East Coast. So I have no idea about none of the people on the West Coast. I have no idea who they are. Nada. So if I'm out and in the streets in the public with my girl, nobody really knows her. So it's like she done wild, but nobody knows her. So I can be seen out in public with her. I'm not ashamed. Now I can give you an example, just like in high school, where it's like, a chick who done had like 4 or 5 dudes in the building, and you walk around, oh, this is my girl. It's like her, like you feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Like
Wow.
you kind of embarrassed because like now, even though her count might be lower than the chick that's from the West Coast, but it's the amount of people in that little environment who knows. So it's like you kind of embarrassed. And it's like, do you really want to be seen out with her? So it's like more so like Elgin said, like it's about how many people know, not so much of how many she had.
And for women, it's different because men, we don't really care how I care how about how high the number is. Some of the ladies on the other show said they don't care to know your body count. I want to know because germs. So I want to know.
I'm gonna put it to you like this: somebody was capping on that other show because women don't want who everybody had the same way men don't want who everybody had. So if they saying they okay with a nigga that done been passed around, they motherfucking lying, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I just can't because you're not choosy with your. Some women don't care because they look at it like, oh, he must be experienced. Myth, lie. They talk about you in the group chat. Your number 107, and you ain't satisfied nobody 107 times. We talking about you. You got one of them nicknames we was talking about earlier before we started recording. You got one of them nicknames, and it's not the nice one. But how I explain it is, me personally, I don't want anything to go in me that done been in everything. Just like a man wouldn't want to go into something that everybody done been in. It's germs and things. And maybe because all of the women in my family are damn near in the medical field, and I've had to hear stories. No, some of y'all ain't choosy enough. And when your number is really, really high in my head, I feel like you're not choosy enough. Because I can't be like, oh, this woman got this number, so she's a hoe. A man got the same number, so he's not a hoe. No, I think he a hoe too. Y'all both whores. So, yeah. Which goes right to the next question. Do you believe there is a double standard when it comes to a man's body count versus a woman's body count? Terrence, I seen your face. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, it definitely is because it's like as men, we are bred to take down multiple women. Like even starting off when you were to a little boy, like the first question you get asked, especially if you're a handsome little boy, how many girlfriends you got with S? Like so later on in life, when you finally start getting you a little piece of tail, hey, I know you ain't got one. How many? I know you got a lot. I know, you know what I'm saying? So, and some guys, especially like the high school guys, was judged for having just one girlfriend. So if they wasn't around tackling and knocking, like, dog, what you being faithful to her, man? Don't you see all these chicks in here? Go ahead and get you some. They didn't even translate to college. You know what I'm saying? How many girls you done knocked down? Now, on the other hand, women are looked at as, angels. You know what I'm saying? So you're not supposed to have that high number. Y'all are supposed to be the Virgin Marys. You know what I'm saying? Ready for us when we ready. So yeah, it's definitely a double standard. If she knocking down, doing the same thing, she considered a hoe, and he considered the man.
Which is crazy to me because who are these people? Who are these women y'all supposed to be knocking down if everybody's supposed to be an angel? Like where they at? Unless y'all fuck. Never mind. I ain't even gonna go there. Unless y'all. Because men can have 2 different body counts too. Some of these men have 2 different body counts too.
Right.
So
Hey, yo.
They do. Because I knew a couple of guys who had beards in high school. And if y'all don't know what a beard is, it's when a man is on the DL or not out of the closet. So he has a girlfriend to cover him to make it seem like he's straight. But it was a lot of DLness happening. It wasn't cool to be gay back then. So, but yeah. Elgin, double standard on the body count.
I mean, society has created it. I mean, kind of like Terrence said, you know, it kind of just is what it is. I think like that as you get older, you kind of realize like people are human and, you know, they gonna have sex. Like that's just what people do, you know. So I think as you get older, you kind of realize like it's not as bad as somebody may make it seem. And what really matters at this point in time now is if she's with you and she's committed to only be with you, you know? So I think that that's where the double standard does come into place is like, it's always about what somebody's done as a female and as a male. And sometimes in life, it was rewarded, you know, by friends, family, you know. But as a female, females has always been taught, you know, keep their legs closed, you know, don't be in men phase and this and that. So I think the double standard started way back when, before people even started having sex. You know, before you started having sex, there was a double standard on you as a male and as a woman.
Purity culture. A woman is supposed to, you can't cut your hair. I don't know about y'all, but I went to a Kojic church, Pentecostal, when I was younger, and we had to wear skirts all the time. I didn't do that. I wore them to church. But it's Michigan, it's the winter. I got a skirt to my ankles because I was not to entice. I couldn't wear certain clothing because how my body is shaped, certain parts of my body. Oh, you doing too much. Ma'am, ain't nothing I can do about this. It really, like I've had women at church come in and pull clothes up on me. I'm like, and try to button something. Ma'am, if you don't stop touching me, why you always got your hair like that? I like to cut my hair off back in the day. Why you cut? Women supposed to have long hair. If you don't stop, because you know nuns have gotten raped and they fully covered, so that's not going to. You don't want to put yourself in a position and being a sexual assault survivor. I was a child then, and I wasn't provocative or nothing. So if somebody want to do something to you, they're going to do it. So that whole like you got to look a certain way. Nah, that don't work. If somebody just got that evil in them, they just got it in them. That don't matter what the hell you got on. Murph, the double standards.
Yeah, so like it basically just plays off what both of them said already. Whereas like, you know, the way society had made things, you know, look like there's already a set guideline in a sense. Whereas like, you know, if you outside of these guidelines, you're looked at as different. But if you inside of them, what society deems okay, then good. And it can be like looked at this like analogy, right? So like take a man, like act as a man as a key, right? If you're a key that can get into a bunch of different locks, then you are what? You're a master key. So you are looked at as usable. But if you are a lock that could get and a bunch of different keys can fit inside of you, well, you're a terrible lock. And that's how women are looked at. Like if you're something that a bunch of people can get into, what happens when that lock is terrible? You replace it because nobody wants that. You know what I mean? But like as a man who seems like he has that tool to unlock different women, they look at it like, oh, what must something special about him? I wonder why. And that's just kind of like how it's looked like in society, where it's like, you know, dudes who have high body counts, it's a double standard because it's like, okay, it's something about him. But for a woman who got a high body count, it's like, oh, she's for everybody. You don't really want that one. But if you want to go have a good time for maybe a night or so, go ahead. And that's kind of like how society placed it. So it's like, it's just kind of based off of what they both said, just in like a different analogy.
No offense to you, but I hate that fucking analogy. I hate
Oh, that
that
was clutch.
because the master key thing, to me, I would think of that key. It's when I think of the master key, I think of them janitor's keys.
Who can get into anything?
You can get into anything. Why would you want to open everything and anything? That's how I'm looking at it.
I mean,
So
even though
I
you
think,
can, doesn't mean you should.
yeah, but they going to. If they know they can, they going to. To me, the key and the lock thing, because the master key, that's just a thought. It's nasty to me because you can't open everything you going to. No, no. We're gonna move on from the key and the lock. Do you think people should feel ashamed of their body count? Murph, I'm gonna go with you first on that one.
I mean, it's like for you, like you shouldn't care. Like I mean, you made your decisions for reasons. Now, whether they were good or bad reasons, like you made those decisions already. So it's like you kind of just gotta live with them, in a sense. And you might justify why that happened. Now, society is gonna make you feel bad depending on like those double standards. Because if you're a female whose body count is too high, well, you looked at as trash. But the lower it is, you're looked at as graceful and an angel, and you're looked at as someone who has life potential because you're not easily bought. As a dude, if you have a high body count, you look at that's okay. Like you a player. Now if it's too high, then you look like you trash too. But like if you're like in that middle area, then you look like you're good. But if you're a dude who has like a very low to no body count, then it just looks like you get no play. And it looks like that you aren't worth some people's time. And that's how people kind of like look at it. So I mean honestly, you shouldn't be ashamed of your body count. The more you keep it to yourself, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say it like that, but like when you start talking about it and you start getting around other people, like it might make you feel ashamed, or comparing to society's ideal, it might make you feel ashamed.
Terrence.
I don't feel like they should be ashamed. Like you said, you kind of did it. You know what I'm saying? Like to be ashamed. I mean, I guess like girls kind of feel ashamed. You know what I'm saying? Like if they had that whole phase in college, they kind of feel ashamed. You know what I'm saying? Once,
Okay.
yeah, whole face. But they start wilding out because I know when I was in school and it was a chick. She had like her freshman year because it's normally the freshmen when they come in. She bugged out by the time she got to like her junior year. You know what I'm saying? Like her sophomore year, she calmed down. Her junior year, she calmed all the way down. By her senior year, but her reputation started to carry her. So like she was started being looked at as easy, but it kind of trailed off. So then she had more disputes with guys not trying to really take her serious. With guys pretty much don't feel like being regretful about what they were doing based off what happens. Now, if they end up with AIDS or what I'm saying, any type of diseases or something, yeah, you're gonna be like, dang man, I shouldn't even smack that. Or you start having illegitimate babies, then you might regret a couple, or you had some, bad ugmos or something like that. You like, I might regret that one, but like your whole
What
pack
did you call it? Wait, what was that word?
ugmos.
That must be a Detroit thing.
So it all based off, but most guys, you know what I'm saying, like if you done knocked it down, you feeling good about yourself. Like so
So y'all not ashamed of nothing. You got the pussy, so you conquered.
yeah, unless it's an Ugmo, then you be like,
I,
dang, I might not have I should have did that
her.
one. You know.
Yes, because you fucked her anyway. I don't be feeling bad because you can't be like. That's one thing I don't understand, men and women. Oh, so and so was ugly, but you gave them some anyway.
Hey, what they
You
call it?
did it.
A
You
lonely
did
night.
it anyway. You still did it.
One of them
So
nights.
I can't.
Hey,
Elgin,
top 10 ain't answer. You got to go to the bottom.
I
I would say I don't think you have to feel bad about your body count if you respect yourself enough to keep it to where you feel okay about it. Like Terrence said, like women might have a whole phase. Some men may have a whole phase. I think that you just gotta keep it at a level to where you feel comfortable, and you gotta be doing what you need to do to make sure that you ain't a walking clinic. Like you walking around with two, three, shit going on with you. Like you gotta be out here like smart. You can't be out here just wilding and not, protecting yourself or making sure you're getting tested or checked or anything like that. Like you gotta,
Wait,
like that's a
wait.
part of being
You're
an
not gonna act
adult.
like you didn't say walk-in clinic. This is what I
Exactly.
I
mean by
mean,
germs. They
it's
shouldn't
some
know your
people, it's
name.
some people out here like that.
Mhm.
No, it really is though.
Hot boxing.
Like when the clinic know your face, like that's bad. Like my one dude was like, the doctor said, "Oh, you back again?" Like when they know you, like that's a problem. That's an issue.
And they're like, my boy.
Right?
You need some more antibiotics. No, like no.
Same room, same room.
I'm not. I said on the other show, I don't think you should feel ashamed of your body count, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If you tell me your body count and it's some astronomical number, you gonna get judged just a tiny bit, maybe a lot bit. I might ask a lot of questions. I don't want to make you feel bad for sharing that vulnerable information with me, but baby, if it's super high, I'm just got a lot of questions. You gonna have to bring your own, like you gonna have to bring your own dishes to my house. You gonna have to have, you have to have your own cup and your own plate. Like when you come over, I'm gonna make sure that you always get that plate and that cup, and I'm not gonna keep it with my dishes. Because if you a frequent flyer at the clinic, I don't know, no, bro. If you put your mouth on just anything, I don't want you to put your mouth on my belongings. Like when you listen, just let's talk through the door like it's COVID procedures. Cause I don't want them germs in my space. I get sick enough by myself. We don't want that. Terrence mentioned this with the utmost, but I won't use that term. Are there any bodies that you're ashamed of or regret? I'm gonna go first. Yep, 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 yep. Female
Everybody got at
and
least
male
one.
body. Yep, yep. I'm not ashamed of it, but I regret it. Yep. Yep. Soon as it started to happen, I'm like, nope, shouldn't be here. Too late. This ain't what I thought it was supposed to be. This did not go at all how you said this is gonna go. I don't think that's right. You have all these thoughts, and I don't think that's right. I don't even think that's how you're supposed to do that. Yes. All women got yes, because all women, I feel like, have that one person that they gave a chance to. We might have had a feeling that it wasn't gonna be shit before it happened. And we was like, you know what? He's a nice guy. She's a nice girl. Let me, everything else is hidden. But for some reason, you feel like that's not going to be right. And then it be so far from right. Go ahead. Murph, I got to take a drink. Murph.
I was gonna say, on my end, not necessarily. Like, I mean, it was one that was just like trash. Like, she was just trash, and it was just fried. Like, literally, that whole like night was just. She wrapped me into that one though, cause I just went over there to help her like put up a shelf or something, and then we just started drinking. Or the music. I knew it turned back when the music went from like Moneybag and Dirk to I was hearing Jay Holiday, and I'm like, whoa. And like she ain't got drinks going, and we up here mixing stuff in the kitchen. I'm just thinking we having fun, and then yeah.
Shorty trying to seduce you.
No, like facts though, like, and I'm just like all oblivious to it because like now we start drinking, and I'm just having a good time, and then yeah, the way the night ended, it was just no.
Damn.
Too much to say on it.
He said it went from
She
money
put
making
a straight nigga
to
mode on your ass.
holiday.
Set him up real good.
Real good.
Whew. And chances are, as a lady, she was probably prepared before she came, so she probably shaved. She probably
I'm
knew.
about to say. Definitely had that planned out.
Damn, B.
She got.
She plotted schemed on your ass.
Elgin. I'm still mad at the money bag.
Yeah, I feel like everybody got at least one that they kind of like regret or wish it didn't happen. So I mean, I know I do. I mean, I feel like that. Sometimes you ain't in the right headspace and you trying to do something to get some shit off your mind or call yourself being in a certain space and thinking you ready to do whatever, and then you do it and you like, dang, this ain't really hitting. It ain't hitting. So then you just be like, well, it happened.
No, it
So
didn't.
Yeah, I definitely have something I regret. Just like, dang, shouldn't even went down this road with you.
Shot it. I got an additional question for this, but I'm gonna go to Terrence first.
Yeah, I had that, and I wish I never met her. Moment. Yeah, I think it's like one that I definitely regret it. And it's a funny story. My boy came down from like Ohio, and they was doing like trying to get us to sign up for Amway. And he had like, and I was like, "Do y'all got all natural energy pills?" Because at this time I never even seen all natural energy pills. So I took one. So I'm like, "All right, cool." Just so happened this chick was coming through. I'm like, "Cool," and it was trash box. But I couldn't, you know what I'm saying, like bust. So I'm just like, God, I just want this to be over with. Like I wanted to be over with. Like I wanted to at that moment I wanted to be a 2 minute brother. I wanted to over with. I want,
You ain't want to be over with that bad, my nigga.
hey, hey,
Oh
hey,
shit!
hey, at least a good 5 minutes. But I wanted it over with. I was like, Jesus.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why you ain't wanted to be over with that bad. Because if the box was bad, bust or no bust, it would have sounded like I bust.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Hey, the energy pill was moving, boy. I was like, ooh.
Listen, and I would have been on that pill in the bed, and she would have been home.
I said, I
I'm
did
not
fake
finna play with you.
I had to fake it. I had to fake it till I made it. I faked it. I was like, ooh, there you go.
Oh
Exactly.
shit!
There you go. Hey, after a while,
Fake
hey,
it.
I was thinking about everything else in the world. I'm like, man, what can I do? I was already in there. I was in there
Ain't
deep.
nothing you can do, bro. It's only
I was
one
in-
way out.
Hey,
One way in, one way out.
hey, I was Jay Reed, man. I was in too deep. Ain't no cop Jay Reed. I was in too deep.
Oh shit! I cannot.
I had to fake that
No,
one.
it's so many questions I have now. Niggas be faking it.
Facts.
Men can fake a nut.
Facts.
Of
I
course.
never knew that.
Just like women can.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. One of these experiences, I thought that the experience I regret the most. I thought that if I faked it, much like Terrence thought, that it would make the other person stop or them be done too, and that's not what happened.
Oh no, not with women. Y'all can have multiples, baby. Keep going. Let the train keep going.
I didn't want. I didn't.
With us, it's one and done. It's over with.
You know how hard it is to fake it more than once. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And to make it women can fake with women, and women still won't know. I'll just say that because it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. None of that. I do want to go back to something I wrote a note about, like, I don't remember which one of y'all mentioned. I think it was probably Murph about, or Terrence, when you get to college or high school, that girl got that reputation. But I remember my first year in high school and my first year in college, it was like being attacked by vultures. They referred to us as fresh meat.
Oh, facts.
And back then, like, the freshman girls thought the senior guys talking to him was like, oh my God, I'm going to prom with a senior. He not taking you to prom. He just gonna keep telling you that. You know how many we went in probably 1,200 deep freshman year in high school. Half of them girls was pregnant in high school. Pregnant by a senior or pregnant by somebody else. Child. Like, even the liaison officer or whatever was on one. Like, and then because they started talking to the seniors, they like talking to grown men and didn't realize they was being groomed. It was a whole thing because I don't know if Terrence know about the Dayton family, but it was a particular member of that group, because they're from Michigan, they're from Flint, who got a girl pregnant in 8th grade. He was grown. We were in 8th grade. And he got her pregnant. And much like Terrence said, she was considered not the most attractive. So he didn't claim her baby because he, quote unquote, thought she was ugly, but she wasn't ugly enough not to you to fuck this child raw. So I was just confused. So he didn't claim her baby because she wasn't cute.
That's crazy.
Last question of the night, fellas. And I'm not saying you have to do this on here. Please don't do this on here if you don't want to. I'm not doing it. But if somebody asks you, would you be comfortable sharing your body count with them? Or are you comfortable sharing your body count? Let's go with Terrence. So are you comfortable sharing your body count?
I don't know. It's like Jordan meme right now. I guess I'm comfortable with telling my homies my body count. I don't know if I'm comfortable because I don't want to get judged by no woman, like because I was in there, and then it might be I'm on the outs now. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not ashamed, like So I don't know.
You would share it. It just depends on who you would share it with.
Facts.
Okay. Murph.
I just literally don't answer the question. Like when people ask or if they try to get into it, I just skirt and just keep asking them, why would happen? Oh, okay. What makes you think that way? Oh, okay. So what you trying to get at? Oh, I just keep asking different questions. I answer the question with a question, and then I start an argument to get them all the way off the topic. And just get away from it.
Deflection.
I'm like, you just asking too many questions.
Like, why you want? You make it a problem so they don't ask you no more questions.
Yep. Literally. Like, all right.
Make them uncomfortable, traumatize the young girl or whoever from ever asking any other question again, because you don't want to answer that one. All right. I see. Okay, Elgin.
I kind of feel different ways about this question. Like, number one, I feel like I don't really care to like tell you my body count, but my question is, why do you want to know? Shouldn't you really be asking me like when the last time you've been tested? Like, if you so concerned about like something like that, because like your body count could be whatever your body count is, but if you clean, like what does it matter? You know, like obviously you into the person that much that you want to, engage in sexual activity with them, that you're even asking them that. So like for me, like I kind of look at it like, I don't want to say it's immature, but like we grown. Like what? Like why does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that gonna stop you from giving this person some ass, or is that gonna stop you from, having sex with this person, like, more than likely it's not. Like, it's probably not. Like, what's more important is if they're clean or not. Like, so, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like,
because people don't go to the doctor. They don't. People have seen me be more, for me, have been more offended by the question about when the last time you went to the doctor, when the last time you went tested. Oh, I'm about to go to the doctor. Why? Because we never did this, so I'm gonna go to the doctor real quick just to be sure. Every time it's a new partner, I go to the doctor, and people may seem like that's a bit much. It's only a bit much if your number high as fuck. Now, if you go to the doctor every time and you at a certain number, I don't care if people know my body count, but I feel like one of the main reasons I don't care is because I know the number's not that high. But at the same time, I care, but I don't. Why you want to know? Because if we're not already engaged in sexual activity and you want to know my body count, it makes me feel like you think that you have a chance to get some pussy, and I don't know where the wires got crossed that you thought that was going to happen. I don't. How you get here? How you get to the point where you think you can ask me that question? But I tend to ask a lot of questions in general just because I'm inquisitive. I might not even do nothing with the information. I might just be comparing the shit to mine. Because we need to be at least at the same. Because if I'm choosy, I need to be you to be a little choosy. Because if that number too high, because if you ask me what my body count is, I want you to be prepared for me to ask you. But if you ask me and I tell you the number, and I ask you and you do what Murph do, you ain't getting out of the thing, nothing, none of that. So you got to be prepared. I'm prepared to answer every question I ask. That's why I don't mind asking the questions that I ask.
I got a question for you.
Oh, Jesus. Go ahead.
Because you was like, the numbers got to be like, if the guy, you know what I'm saying, like guys' numbers might not be as low as a woman. So some guys might triple what your number is, or they might double what your number is.
How old are we? What's the question again? What's the question?
So I guess the question would be, do it have to be that close?
It doesn't have to be that close, but it can't be like super far from mine. I have, let's see. I got to think of what my body count is in my head. I got to think about my age and how old the person is. I got to take into account when you started fucking. Because then I'm going to do math, a little bit of algebra, maybe some geometry. I got to make it make sense. But I still also don't want your number to be too much higher than mine. Just because I'm going to judge you. I'm going to judge you.
That's interesting, though. Because guys live a different type of lifestyle. So I said guys live a different type of lifestyle. Than
some guys live a different type of lifestyle. Some guys live a different type of lifestyle.
Especially if you're an athlete.
Oh, they one of those, though. See, it's certain people, like, I feel like a lot of times those type of excuses are made for men. Because you wouldn't say that for a female athlete. You know, she an athlete, so you just know she out here getting random. She may be. But you wouldn't look at it the same way if it was a female athlete. I feel like that's an excuse. Yes, you would have to be more disciplined, even more so, because chances are, if you're an athlete, you've been an athlete for a long time, and women don't just start throwing themselves at athletes when they made it. Girls will pick a guy in high school and be like, oh, he about to be somebody. Let me hold on to this fool. Let me hold on to this nigga. Let me hold on. Let me just keep being here, being supportive. And it looks like it's support, but she just holding on to him because she know he's gonna be somebody. Should she expect him to cheat on her? or have these other women? No. Should she expect women to want to be where she is? Of course. But that still in my head does not give you an excuse. Or to me, it's like a cop out. Oh, you an athlete. Oh, you famous. Oh, you this. To me, you should be even more selective because these women, Drake had to put the Tapatio in the condom, so you have to be even more selective. The more money, the more success you get, you need to be more selective, not less. So I feel like that's an excuse a lot of them use to be like, oh, well, he an athlete and athletes still get STDs. Ask Magic Johnson. I know Wilt Chamberlain probably knew all the antibiotics ever made. So you need to be even more selective for that reason. It's not an excuse to become out of control. Because you have money, you have status. Okay. You still need to wash your ass. You still need to go to the doctor. You still need to have some accountability and some discipline. Period. So, do any of the men, because I'm the only lady out here, since Terrence asked the question, have a question for me as far as this body count thing goes. Just don't ask me
I'm good on my end.
We're good.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. I'm still mad. Murph, we're going to have a conversation about this deflection and this answering question with questions. And I'm not even going to say it's because you're young or none of that. Don't do that. You got to stop doing that. But anyway, I do thank all you gentlemen for being a part of today's show. This is real interesting. I wrote down a lot of man notes. But I'm going to talk about it in the group chat. We'll talk about it in the group chat with the ladies. I will leave y'all with this because we're going to do last words. My last word is your body count will only matter to me if I'm dealing with you in that manner where somebody's doing some things. Other than that, I don't care to know. I don't need to know. Like Terrence said, it shouldn't really matter to you what your number is because it's your number. You did it. You probably ain't done adding to the body count yet. So it is what it is on that. Just be safe. My sister says all the time, and she said on that episode, life is too short for bad sex. So if you're going to have a high body count, just make sure that bodies was worth adding to the count. Just make sure that they was worth. Don't have no, in our big age, because we all in our 30s, right? In our big age, some of us closer to 40. We're going to talk about that. In our big age, shouldn't be nobody added to this count. That's trash. No. None of that. So, Elgin, last words. I'm not timing nobody or nothing this time. I'm being nice. Ain't no limit, none of that.
I'll just say, take care of yourself. If you're gonna be out here, if you're a man and you're gonna be out here slinging it, make sure you have some protection and you go to the doctor. Make sure you take care of yourself. And if you're a woman, same thing. It's okay to carry condoms as a woman. It's okay to require a man to put one on too, or you can get up and leave. And go to the doctor. Like, I just feel like, when you grown, you have to be grown in all aspects, and you have to be willing to make sure that you're protecting yourself over pleasure. Like, that's what it boils down to at the end of the day, like protection over pleasure. So that's my final word.
Okay. Terrence.
I guess my final words would be safe, protect your peace, protect yourself. Urgent cares are open. Doctor's offices are open. Hospitals are 24/7. So reach out to them, definitely, and no, just follow me on everything. Burst out on everything. So that's it.
I'll have everybody's information down at the bottom, like usual. And I'll even put a link to everybody's episodes. Um, Murph has his own podcast. Elgin has his own podcast, and I always, always shout people out. So I'll put everybody's podcast in the link below, and I'll put Mr. Terrence has merch, so I'll put that in there. But Murph, go ahead with your last word.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say, like they said, take care of yourself. Only do what you feel comfortable with doing. No pressure, no letting nobody talk to you, no none of that. So, be cautious, take care of yourself. Only answer the questions that you feel obligated to. If not, tell somebody. I talk to your attorney, and that's how you're rocking.
I was muted, so okay. Child. Anyway, hold on. Anyway. Sorry about that. First, my last words: be safe. Life is too short for bad sex. And if you're gonna add a body to your body count, make sure it's worth being on your list, because you don't want to be looking at your list trying to white out. You can't do that with the body count. That's not how that works. But again, I thank all of y'all for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You're going to hear this on all the streaming platforms: Spotify, Anchor, Overcast, Apple, all of that. And you can watch it on YouTube as well, as many times as you want. But again, thank you, Jenna, for being here today. And that's it. Arrivederci.